4. Episode 4. Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here, of course, for Haikyuu, Season 2, Episode 4.
Yes.
Yachi
had her amazing moment.
Yes, Yachi is amazing. I love her so much. And the boys got their tests back.
And they didn't actually show us what they
And Nishino is like biting his paper. Hinata's got the dead eyes, just like, this better work, this better work, this better work, this better work.
But I mean, they are going to pass.
Absolutely.
Like, they're not going to.
Absolutely.
Season 2 is over at episode 4.
Yeah, Hinata didn't pass.
Yeah.
Just rip Haikyuu. Story's over. Roll credits.
Yep.
But with anything, them going to Tokyo means that we're going to see Nekoma.
Yes.
And we're going to meet new teams that we haven't met before.
Very awesome.
It's Nekoma's practice triad thing that they've got going on. And I believe that there are 3 teams in total, including Nekoma. It might be 3 additional teams, including,
I think it's 3 teams,
Nekoma.
including Nekoma.
Oh, okay.
Because I think there were 2 teams that were asking to play against Karasuno.
But I like the idea that this set of episodes that we've got, like, looking forward to are probably going to be a combination of not only just games, but also new character interaction dynamics.
Yep.
Because if Karasuno gets kind of a crash course in these new teams, we could be meeting characters that are like integral to season 2, but also potentially just kind of seeing how Nekoma has changed versus the ways that Karasuno has changed.
Exactly.
And that creates a lot of fun character interaction opportunities.
Right. Yeah. I'm also excited to see how Yachi handles all the different teams.
Yes, that's true. Yachi being our eyes, essentially, in that regard. Even though the rest of the team hasn't seen the other teams, they have seen Nekoma, so they're a little bit more... a little bit more aware of this kind of thing.
Exactly.
And they're also more used to, encountering other
volleyball
teams.
players,
Well, like entire teams of volleyball players.
Exactly.
Because of the preliminaries last season.
Yes.
But in this set of episodes, how quickly do you think they're going to get into games?
I think they'll probably have like 1 episode before a game. Like this one might end with a game starting or something like that.
Sure. I could see that.
Yeah. I don't think they'll take too much longer than that.
I could see them watching a game. Like maybe they get there and a game's already in session.
Yeah. Like
awesome.
One of Nekoma's games or something. They're playing against one of the other teams. Yeah,
it'd be a good way to showcase new characters. It'd be a good way to showcase Lev, who is one of the characters we saw in the OVA.
Yeah, this is probably where they're gonna officially like introduce him.
Well, yes,
because usually they like redo those sorts of things just in case people didn't watch the OVAs.
Right, but I think the reason why the OVA was important was because Lev is probably going to start off in a way that he got to at the end of the OVA.
Sure.
So we're going to see him more accomplished when we first see him. And he is kind of creepy. Like when you see Lev the first time, you're like, oh, look at this bundle of love. And then you realize like, oh wait, we're going to be playing against him. He's this scary tall, really lanky,
super
like
long
cat-eyed,
arms,
kind of like
can jump high. Like
sorry guys, I wasn't anyways, I was meaning cat-eyed with the pupils is what I meant. But anyways. Yeah, it was really like kind of interesting to see his character because I kind of identify with that kind of tall, lanky, awkward goofball who loves cats and stuff. So
that is pretty much you to a T.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting him officially in the show. So yeah, guys, without further ado, let's get into this episode and see what goes down. Kuro, what the heck? That laugh. Wait, missing some people?
No.
Oh my god. No way. And Kageyama. They failed. No.
マジか。英語の小野先生、そういうの許してくれないんだよな。影山は原文か。今回はやたら読解問題が多かったっぽくて、暗記系に絞ってたみたいだから。おお、漢字は満点だ。すげえ。まあ、あんまり落ち込むなよ。走るか。シャイだ。一気だ。おい、お前。
Of course. They're two girls.
東京すごい
Tokyo's intense. Kuro's like the diplomatic one.
集まってきてる
But that laugh in the beginning was
Oh, yeah.
so out of left field. What the heck?
So wait, how are they gonna?
Yeah, I
How are they gonna get there?
I think that they might not even go. Like,
you can't split the party. Like that just.
yeah, you can't split the
Never,
party.
ever
What is
split the
gonna
party.
happen?
Like they're literally the two main characters.
What if they miss some of the games, but they take some like they said, some supplementary exams like they were doing.
Okay.
And those things basically show that the learning that the learning capacity they have is not lessened by volleyball. It's just that the way the tests were formatted, screwed them over.
Yeah.
And then
maybe.
they miss like 2 of the games, and they show up kind of like
Oikawa did.
Oikawa did
the last time. Yeah.
at the very last second.
Okay. Now that could work. Here's
Because
something
then the
else
team
that they
could focus
do.
on side characters. Like
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Now,
like
now-
Yamaguchi or something.
Now here's something else they could do.
What's that?
What if they tried to basically blackmail the principal by saying, we know you have to pay?
Oh no! Oh no, that's not. No, don't do that. I love the headband
Yeah,
bit on
Asahi has-
Asahi, yeah.
Kyoko having a ponytail and being awesome.
Oh, Kyoko
Okay.
and Yachi are amazing.
Yeah, but how are they gonna...
I don't know!
I hope they're smuggling them in or something.
お前ら赤点は1個だけだな、それなら補習は午前中で終わるはずだ
Okay.
そしたら俺が
I'll call your savior.
What, his sister?
Yes, you're right.
ヘイ赤点ボード
Yes!
Yep, yep,
yes! Good call, Jacob.
Nice.
All right.
Awesome.
田中さんのお姉さんですかサエコ姉さん
サイコ姉さん。
東京までなんてあっという間に
He's
届
gonna
け
speed
てや
the
る
whole way there.
Oh yeah.
サエコ姉さん
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Now we know where Tanaka's wild side came from.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
ただ
Safety and comfort of the ride absolutely cannot be guaranteed.
回転
Cool. All right. Boys walk in.
Yep, yep.
翔陽
He immediately notices his absence.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Ubugawa. All right. Shinzen. And Fukurodani. Okay. Oh, they're recognizing players from
Yep.
previous years.
いや
Lev. And his creepy stare. He has kind of a Hinata aspect to him.
Kind of.
So realistic. Oh my gosh.
And Kageyama hit his head.
And he didn't wake up.
Nope.
小学生の時テレビでハルコを見たんですちょうどカラスノの試合でそれで小さな巨人を見たんです
Yep.
かたまたま学校で練習試合やってんの見かけた時その時は調子が悪かったのか途中で交代させられててさ
Wait, is Yugama one of the teams that is practicing? Whoa! It's Hinata's dead eyes, you
Yeah.
know?
でエースが活躍すれば同時に周りの連中はエースにおんぶに抱っこ状態になってたまるかって奮い立つ
Center
Nice.
ace, center ace.
小さな巨人に詳しいんすね
Kageyama woke up.
別にたまたま何回か試合見ただけだし
ナイスレシーブレフトだレフト
Nice.
くそ
Dang. It's one set.
Yeah. The
さすが
9-point
に
lead.
強いですね。
ああ
Oh,
そうタラコメ
they know each other.
あそこのチーム全員のサーブがすごいんだよね産川のマネさんが言ってましたねサーブこそが究極の攻め産川高校
Wow.
Ubugawa, so it's not the same one. That
で
showed
も
the
一度
flashback.
このサーブを上げることができれば
Yeah, they can return anything. Maybe
Yeah.
even Oika was.
まさにコンビネーションの匠
This is the gimmick of each school. I gotcha.
Right.
さらに因縁のライバル
逆さ
とにかく拾ってつなぎ反撃のチャンスを伺う猫間高校ブロック
Yes.
2枚
The cats and the crows.
全国で5本の指に入るエース
Holy
Whoa,
crap.
top 5 aces? Dang.
ほらケンマ逃げるな
腕もげる。
もげない
He's a
全国を
goober.
戦う
He
大エ
is.
ース擁する強豪チームフクロウ谷学園
And we know that that's generally not
戦えるなんて
like enough to take a team though.
つら何杯目だよ。
別に弱くないけど平凡だよね
Yeah, because they're
猫
two
間が苦戦
players.
したヤバい1年ってどれのことだよ猫間の連中の買いかぶりすぎじゃん
Yeah,
一言抑えてどうぞ大丈夫
Glad they made it in one piece.
right?
主役は遅れて登場ってか
Yeah.
腹立つわ
How annoying. Well, we're all tired and stuff. Nice. Nice. Well done. what the hell was that?
早い
あんな速攻見たことね
次止めるぞおっす切れてないぜ止めろ
後半もうあの速攻についてこられた。
Yep.
伊達公正常そんで猫間の犬王かやっぱりあの速攻も強い相手には
Nope.
Yeah, you'll have to
Adapt.
evolve, adapt. Yep.
犬王が控えにいる。
ブロック1枚いけ
Oh.
リエフ
New character. Yep.
Yep.
Super long arms.
Super long arms, super tall, and you can jump
Super high sets, you know?
みたいなスイング。
全く何者なんだカラスノのチビミドルブロッカーとセッター
翻弄されてたな。
うっせえ目の前であの速攻見てみろ何起こってっか分かんねえからいやー今年は面白い
I like this goober number
Yeah.
4
お疲
here.
れ様で
あの
Yeah,
時
the
と変わ
libero
らない
from Nekoma stopped him.
強くなるためにここに来たんだ。リエーフなんだっ
Lian.
けロシア語で虎。
獅子っすね
Lion.
Lion. That does sound
前
like
の時はい
lion.
なかったよな。
Lian.
リエーフは高校からバレエ始めたから身体能力とセンスだけでやってるね。あと身長。
And his
確か
neck,
にあの
yeah.
身長はずるい分かってほしい色々恵まれすぎっす
He's been blessed
でも
with
負け
too
ないっす
much.
まあ戦力になるし素直だし嫌なやつじゃないよ。たまに素直すぎるけど。
その基準は急なのかよ
あのケンマが人見知りせずに喋ってるよ。
They're like, oh, he must be really good friends with these guys.
ハイバ
Beautiful.
ハイバリエーフか。
There's like all the way up.
ロシア語の挨拶ロシア語
カラスノの10番
日本語
あごめんロシア語なら俺喋れない
じゃあ俺は先にてっぺんまで飛ぶ
He's like, yes.
猫間のエースだからな
Oh, dang.
って言うと竹虎さんに怒られるけど
守備もろくにできないやつはエースとは呼ばないです
A little bit of internal competition.
リエー
That's
フは
good.
俺と一緒でミドルブロッカーだろ。
一番たくさん点をもぎ取ったやつがエ
Oh,
ース
shoot. That's actually kind of awesome because
Yeah,
now
because also for Hinata, he can think
だ
like,
また明日
wait,
な
I
I'm
could
the
be
ace.
the
あな
ace.
たの
Yeah.
あそこ明日一番に俺が止める
Oh.
たくさんの点をも
way
ぎ取ったやつが
I have something to say about that in the discussion. I'm excited.
自分の手で。
上がったケンマカバーレフト
俺によこせ
So tall.
Right into the corner.
Yep.
つけのブロードだったのかよ。
でもできたじゃないですか
Dang.
俺は猫間のエースだからな
Yeah, he's gotten a lot better since the OVA.
Oh yeah.
らしいかどうかはわからないが、俺たちは新しい血液が回り始めた。カラスノが強さを手に入れるために求めるのは、それと
Oh yes, I love it.
進化か。
Haha, what is their gimmick?
Right.
Yes. All right. Good episode.
That was a good episode.
Man. I have some things to say in the discussion bit. Like, some things. I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Well, let's watch the ending.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So yeah, whoever scores the most points is the ace.
Yeah. So here's the thing that's crazy, guys. When they brought in all these new teams and such, one of the things that they did basically was just kind of introduce them. And what they did was they gave basically a summarized explanation of what makes their team different from all the others outside of the characters involved. And they each gave them some sort of a kind of a like a skill thing in a video game.
Right, yeah. Some shtick for the team that was their specialty. Yeah.
But when you think about what Karasuno has as their gimmick, it is literally their quick attack right now.
Right.
But the coach tried to quantify that, and he's like, what is that? Is it them, kind of trading off something for something else? Like, okay, we need a little bit more stability for power, but will you be happy with that?
Right. Are they going to stick with that, or are they going to focus on taking what makes them able to have that quick attack and go even further beyond?
Right. But where do you get your biggest? Here's a better way to look at this. In a sports setting, how do you learn the most?
By doing.
Yes, but in the setting of a sports competition where you are playing a game for the goal of winning, does winning help you learn more than losing, or does losing help you learn more?
Losing usually helps you learn more when you give. Yeah, it's when you give everything you've got and you see the ways that it's not enough.
And did you see how many times they lost in this with regards to the sets? And at the very last bit, they used their special weapon, and won a set. But here's the thing that's interesting. The rest of the team needs to evolve. Otherwise, they could never, ever defeat a team like Shiratorizawa. Because Shiratorizawa crushed Aoba Jisai.
Right.
Still, after Aoba Jisai has, gotten better and such. With their 6. So this is the thing I'm predicting. This second season is going to be all about integrating the team of Karasuno, like the full team evolving with Hinata and Kageyama being the champions leading the charge.
Yes, right.
So that means, though, is that they, again, do not have to win.
That's
because
true.
What I'm seeing this going is that Karasuno is going to have some really good, like, they're going to push through some big walls. They're going to jump over some big obstacles. But I'm looking forward, almost in a sadistic way, to see them lose again in a really like heartfelt, like gut-wrenching match against a team that's going to help them learn how to move forward. Because every time they play against a team that's better than them, they learn their trick. So it's about them incorporating all of these things together.
Hence why with Shiratorizawa, they play against college students.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way they can actually improve.
Right.
So and that'll be really cool to see. My main thing I'm wondering is, will there come a point where they have to face Shiratorizawa in this season, like they did with Oiko's team in the previous season?
It depends on the pacing. I think that they don't have to,
but they could.
But I think that the main thing that's going for that theory is that they set up the first episode with a challenge from the guy, the ace, the captain, Ushiwaka.
Yeah, right.
I know that's not his name, but that's what the Discord server told us to nickname him because his name was too hard for us to remember.
Right, and I think they said that's what Oikawa calls him or something.
Yeah.
So moving forward, they've introduced a lot of other teams that are on a level beyond what the teams were that they faced in the first season.
Right.
Which is great, because Karasuno has gotten better, and one of the reasons why Haikyuu is so endearing is because they're doing this underdog,
Right.
you know.
Let me see if I got the names right. Shinzen, Ubugawa, and Fukurodani. I think I got it right.
Yep.
I'm a little bit iffy on Shinzen.
No, I
But
believe
I think that was the easiest one to remember.
Yeah.
I like the sound of the name Fukurodani.
Right.
And Ubugawa kind of sounds a little bit repetitive, so it's easy to remember as well. I kind of appreciate that I was able to remember those names despite them not having like some catchy chant like "Let's go, let's go, let's go."
But
go.
that means that we could get new, very awesome.
Yes, that's true. We could get new team chants. But here's the weird thing: these are from a different, prefecture. These teams, so they shouldn't play against them in an official match this season.
That's
right?
true. They probably won't.
Or is the spring tournament in a different format than the previous one?
I think it is.
It could be.
Yeah.
I would almost say it makes sense for it to be, but it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
I just think I'll have to go back and look at those episodes in the third episode of the first season or whatever, where they talk about the two tournaments. Because I had to do that when we finished season 2, because they were like, "Oh yeah, there's a spring tournament." I'm like, "Of course
That's
there
right.
was. I completely forgot about that."
Right.
So,
yeah,
I might have even said already that the format is different.
I believe
we'll
it is
see.
the tournament itself.
But
is
that's
in
enough.
Tokyo.
Okay, but if it's not, that's another good reason as to why they could face Shiratorizawa, because Shiratorizawa is from their prefecture.
That's right. Yes.
Same with Abujisai, and that's probably the
that's
reason
true.
why Karasuno has not been doing well in previous seasons, was because they had this great barrier of power teams like Abujisai and
then the people
Shiratorizawa.
leading up to them weren't good, and they didn't teach them some of the things that they probably needed to. So,
well, I think that's also a combination of just not having something that attracts good players to the school.
Sure.
Because when people are going into high school for volleyball, primarily, which is pretty crazy, because a lot of Western schools don't think about it that way. You don't go into schools primarily for sports unless you're already being selected for Olympic level athletic or deals or what have you.
Really high level, yeah.
So it's kind of like a thing we would have here in college, but people would look at Karasuno and go, they don't really have a good organization there for volleyball, so I'm going to go to Shiratorizawa, for instance.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy to think about. These are kids that are like 14 or something, or 15. I don't know,
15,
but 16, I think they're 15, right?
Yeah.
That's why all the shonen protagonists are 15, because it's their first year of high school, right?
Yep.
Gotcha.
But
okay, so I really, really loved how they incorporated the test failing bit into this as a way to show some character depth for Hinata. Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. It was also a great way to sort of show how far they've come, because they're putting them in the position that Oikawa was in the previous season. So even though they're not saying that's what it is, it's an association that's there.
Right.
So, which is awesome. And it was just great fun to watch all that stuff happen. Be like, oh, they failed. What do we do now? And then the crazy, Tanaka's sister comes in to save the day.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot guarantee that you will make it there in one piece, but
I cannot vouch for your safety or well-being.
But she'll probably get you there.
I liked her a little bit also of showing the recap or kind of flashback
with the little giant.
The little giant.
Yep,
because
that was great.
One of the things that I think is very intentional is they've made the character models of the little giant and Hinata very similar, except for the hair color.
Right.
But the thing that's really especially so in this case was Hinata has these dead eyes that he'll have at very funny points throughout the show, but also times a lot of serious moments.
Right.
And in this flashback, the little giant gave the dead eyes.
Well,
the I'm a yandere for volleyball.
Well, and the
bashed
thing is,
his head against a locker.
It goes even further than that, because what they were establishing was, again, the little giant was the ace.
Yep.
Then from there, They go over to Lev.
Yep.
Lev is the
Liev.
Liev. And they're like, Liev is the ace, apparently. What? How does that work? You're in the middle.
Yeah,
He's
you're
like,
a middle blocker.
Person who scores the most points is the ace. Boom.
Yep, because the thing that they said, I think, a long time ago is that the reason why Asahi is the ace is because he's the one that they're going to give the ball to. They're going to set the ball to, because if they're in a bind and they need points, they're going to rely on someone like Asahi to just push through the defense of the other team and get us on the board. And the crazy thing is because of this combination, crazy quick that they have,
kind of the ace.
It's Hinata, yes, but it's the combination of Hinata and Kageyama. Hinata is the one, yes, making the final contact with the ball, but oh my gosh, with Kageyama's sets,
absolutely,
it's almost impossible to stop.
Hinata would not be able to do the stuff that he's doing without someone like Kageyama.
Right, he could do some really good quicks with Sugawara, but
none of those freak quicks.
None of those freak ones. And one of the things that kind of reminds us every once in a while is that the Haikyuu dynamic comes in pairs.
Yes.
And when the pairs are utilized to their fullest, we get some really cool story and character moments. And I'm kind of surprised that they're not doing that as much with these new teams. It seemed like they brought in a new character on each one
to be
as
sort
kind
of
the representative.
Yeah. Well, and that's something because since with this many characters, they're simplifying it and making it be all right. We'll start with just the team, and we'll be able to sum up the team in a sentence of what it is that they're good at that makes them unique, right?
Sure.
And then we'll have the person on their team, usually the team captain or something like that,
right?
That
is the best player.
Is the best player, exemplifies that idea, that concept, and then we can get to know them more as time goes on, right? But we have that little snippet so that we can at least sort of categorize them in their minds and be like, okay, they're the people that, all of them are good at serving and stuff.
Right. There was a team in particular, I think it was Fukurodani, whose entire gimmick was based around the number 4 player. And he had this really wacky hairstyle that was bleached at the top or something. And I was just like, and his commentary and stuff, I'm like, this guy's great. But they didn't have the double kind of character setup thing. So I wonder if we're just going to get that in the next episode or two.
The thing is, they set that up this episode in a way that was very subtle, but I really, really liked.
Oh, what was that?
Well, they set it up with Liev and Hinata, but by doing that and setting up the whole concept of the ace and who is really the ace, they set up Hinata and Ushiwaka as the duo.
Oh, true.
Because in the first season, it was Oikawa and Kageyama.
Now, Ushiwaka wasn't in this episode.
No, but the thing is that he's the ace, right? He's the position that Hinata always wanted to be.
Right.
The position, well, not the position.
Yeah.
The position that the little giant was.
Yep.
And now that Liev has made this comparison, it's essentially the position that Hinata is.
It's basically put Ushiwaka and Hinata into a very mild kind of rival position. Because I would say, if anything, right now Ushiwaka has no rival, and if he does have a rival, we would have to go searching. It would probably be like Oikawa or something, because they're both captains, and Oikawa really wants to defeat Shiratorizawa.
Yes, but it's a how should I say it? It's a self-proclaimed rivalry.
Yes, exactly. Ushiwaka probably doesn't care at all about
It's
Oikawa.
one-sided right now, but
we haven't seen them interact ever before.
Well, I mean, we saw them in the first episode, but
no, we didn't. Ushiwaka and Oikawa?
No. Hinata and
I'm not talking about.
Yeah, but who cares about Oikawa right now? Yeah. They have a rivalry, absolutely, and it'll be awesome.
Okay.
But with this episode,
I was talking about this episode and the characters that are only in this episode. The characters that were introduced in this episode didn't come in pairs. And I'm thinking that they're going to do that in the next episode because, for one, remember that transition where they had the number 4 guy with the weird hair, and he did the cool. He self-set to himself and hit the ball, and he hit the water bottle, and he turned to the guy to look hey, did you see what I did? And the guy was like, what? I didn't see it. And he's like, ah! That's probably the pair that we're going to get in the next episode.
Yes, but I would say Hinata and Liev also count as a pair.
Yes, Jacob, but I'm talking about the teams that we haven't seen before with new players.
I'm just saying it's worth mentioning that
It is.
since the overarching thing has to deal with Ushiwaka, as we've said, this is a pair that they set up even though he's not here now.
I totally agree. Because Liev has no real comparison. And if anything, I called this like at the OVA. When we were discussing and watching the OVA, I was like, Liev is basically like Hinata, but inverted by a lot, like physically.
Right.
Like he is the exact opposite physically as Hinata, but he's the exact same kind of type of player as Hinata, because he's got all the passion, all the zeal to be there,
which makes him
court.
And Kenma be such a good combo as far as personalities go.
Well, they're polar opposites.
Right, that's why it works. You know, it's like Hinata and Kageyama being like so different. But
I paired him and Kuro together primarily because Kuro has the extrovert that kind of claimed the introvert kind of thing.
I'm gonna keep
like,
you. Yeah.
I'm gonna make you play volleyball. And he's like, oh, I don't really want to play volleyball. Yes, you do. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
And if anything, Kuro doesn't really have much of a character beyond that at this point because he's kind of just the captain of Kenma. Right. I mean, little bit of Freudian slip there. Yeah, he's Kenma's captain, if you know what I'm saying. But I'm sure the shippers love that. But the no, the dynamic of having that kind of triumvirate that you were talking about. Yeah. We have Hinata and Liev, and they both kind of had that synergy effect with Kenma, I think is pretty cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Both Hinata, because he's kind of the extroverted, like, whoa, you know, and he kind of broke through Kenma's shell, and
they come back and they're like, what? Kenma's actually like talking openly? What is this?
Yeah, being honest and stuff. Like, he's not trying to make people feel better and stuff. He's just like,
he's expressing his opinion.
Hinata, you are bad. Like, you have that like one or two things you're good at.
Yeah.
You got to work on those other things.
One other thing I just have to give special praise to. When Hinata and Liev meet. And it's just like, the way they make the size difference so apparent.
I hear the like Attack on Titan like theme music in my head. It's like the
on
Colossal
that day,
Titan.
humanity received a grim reminder.
The Colossal Titan's like gonna kick through the volleyball wall like net thing.
Yeah. And Hinata's like sitting there, and then he like sort of shrinks back because he's so tall, but then that makes it so he like barely comes up to his waist, you know?
Right. He does the little squat thing. He's like, hey, what are you doing? What do you mean? And then he tries to jump and he hits his door threshold, the door post. Yeah, that was perfect.
That was awesome.
I really liked there were some little moments that were kind of character goofs. Like moments where there was a moment where Kuro really like burst out this gut laugh because they were thinking that the transmission tower was some like famous landmark or what have you.
Right,
and it was just so random. And then there was the part where Yachi was like hearing them like talking crap about like, Karasuno, and she like gets all triggered and she's like let me at him. And Kyoko's like, whoa, calm down, Yachi. It's all good.
We also have to give mention to Tanaka being his awesome self. When I forget the guy on Kenma's team that
Mohawk. We'll just call him
Mohawk. Yeah. When Mohawk is like, they have two girls now? What?
He's like, behold the true power of Karasuno.
The light's shining from behind him, and he's just like, yes. We are awesome.
It was in that moment where Tanaka wasn't like claiming the girls for himself. He was saying like, these are Karasuno's girls.
Yeah, they're on our team.
They're on our team. They're not on yours. And he's like crying there, you know, the thick anime tears.
She's just like, what's going on?
And Kyoko's like, just move along, like nothing to see here. I'm used to this. If anything, there were a lot of little moments that I feel like if you could just clip like 2 seconds out here and there, you could be sitting in some of these episodes for days just being like, oh, that's a good one, and oh, that's a good one. And it's all these little things when you add them together over the course of like a season or just multiple episodes that I think really endears you to the players that you don't even really get that much screen time with.
Yeah.
And I want to say that this is very clever because they're using the visual medium of a anime, TV show essentially, whereas in a book you could almost never really do this.
It'd be hard.
It'd be really hard.
Yeah.
And Haikyuu has a large cast of characters. I mean, a stupid large. In fact, it's almost impractical how large the cast of characters is.
Right.
But they do these little things here and there that remind you that those characters not only exist, but they're unique.
Yeah, they've got personality to them, even if they don't really have depth yet.
Yes, exactly. And that's the thing, because then we know at some point, they'll get a little bit of depth. And then that little bit of depth gets magnified in value because it's attached to all these quirky things that they've done previously.
Right, and the quirky things is really important because if you wanted to have a ton of characters and depth for all of them and stuff like that, that's the kind of thing that takes a lot of time.
300 episodes, you know?
And here's the thing. Most people wouldn't be up for that.
Nope.
But because
I wouldn't be up for that.
But because Haikyuu makes you laugh all along the way, with all the serious moments
smile.
too. Yeah, just puts that smile on your face while it then also has the serious moments like Townsperson B and losing the tournament, and stuff like that. They can have they just pull you along, and you're just like, okay, I love this. This is awesome, and then they can add that depth to those characters as time goes on because. Yeah, you're fine as long as they just keep doing their thing, as the show. Of course.
Yeah.
You're down.
There was also a really cool aspect of showing, not telling, done efficiently with all the players as they kind of just jumped into the gymnasium and saw everyone playing.
Yes.
They really didn't waste time with a lot of that. I think they could have spent wrongly a lot of time on dialogue of the characters, and they spent probably only about 30 to 40% of the kind of introduction of the new teams as dialogue, and there was a disproportionate amount given to that one guy. Like I'm really hyper focusing on him.
Yeah. No, that's probably one of the main reasons why you like him so much.
Yeah. He has an actual personality within his dialogue.
Yeah.
And I don't really know how to describe it. But
the other
Haikyuu's
players really good at doing that.
Yeah. Like when Nishinoya showed up for the first time, he was probably one of the greatest examples of that. And if anything, it's kind of funny to see how much he's faded into the background now that they've kind of given him his focus, and we know what his gimmick is. We can focus on other characters. So I don't know, man. Second season's very different from the first season, but I really like how they've again almost trimmed the fat in a way to get us to the good stuff. Not that we were skipping over, not that there was bad stuff or anything, but they're getting to the good things, like the really good things, as fast as possible. And having actual lots of new characters being introduced. So
and you know how he loves new characters.
I love
big casts.
I love that big cast, new characters, and and I'm almost a little bit self-aware right now that we're in the second season. I'm like, wait, they got to fit all this stuff in here coming up.
Right.
Oh, I know, man. Haikyuu, I just want more and more of it.
Yeah.
In fact, I almost take back what I said. I said, if Haikyuu was 300 episodes, that wouldn't be for me. I'm like,
if it was 300 episodes of this.
I would be like...
See, that's the thing. And it's because they make it so much fun to just watch. If it was 300 episodes, but it wasn't fun like that, you'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But because they do such a good job of making every episode, and even every minute of every episode just have something that's engaging and fun.
Yeah. There are all these little dumb things that they didn't need to do, just little realistic things. One, I think it was Sayaka is the name of the sister. She's has a lollipop, and she got a little bit distracted when they looked at it while she was talking to Hinata. This is two things she's doing while she's driving. And she accidentally goes a little bit off lane, and she's like, oh, and she switches back. And Kageyama's head bumps against it. You hear this go, and it's like those little things where you're like, okay, you didn't need to do that.
But I'm so glad you did.
I'm so glad you did that.
Yeah. Thank you for mentioning that. That was awesome.
In terms of funny things this episode, there were a lot of funny things. This was
episode.
Right. This was a much funnier episode than the previous one.
Right. The previous one was a feelsy episode.
It was a feels episode.
Yeah.
But the gimmicks in this one that were funny were the things that weren't the main focus. The funniest things for me were the Kageyama and the car bit and Kuro's weird freaking laugh in the very beginning of the episode, because it was just this blah, someone in a recording booth had to go up there and be and then not have that be in the recording and then just go
Well, and I get the feeling this is something where basically because the mangaka for Haikyuu did, you know, what is now season 1, right? They're like, okay, I know my style, I know my rhythm, I know all that stuff. And as they did that, they got better. So now they're like, you know what? Yeah, I'll just throw some more little things like that in there and have them just take up like no time, but then they're great. They're awesome. And then you just keep on going to the next one.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious how as a manga this would work, because there's so many little things that happen that you wouldn't see the motion of in a manga, of course.
Yeah.
But you would have to just have them be there, like, in the background. Kind of the thing of, like, Kageyama bumping his head. You'd almost waste frames if you took too much attention to that. So either the Haikyuu frames can get really small,
or really detailed or something.
Or they have just a lot of things in the background happening that you're like...
Exactly.
Wait, so they're talking, and we have a little thing where there's a little bit of slide to the left, like lines and stuff, and she goes, oops, and it's like a little bubble, and you hear this thing in the background going, oof. Like, but, like, it'd be things like Kuro's laugh, where you see this hat, like, just in the back right corner, like, so you're just like, what the hell? What is that happening? And I gotta hear, we'll have our mods pass this along because we're not in the comments and stuff, but, like, what are your favorite, like, goofy moments in Haikyuu of what we've watched thus far? Or specifically in this episode, what was your favorite goofy moment? Because
I love Haikyuu.
Because Haikyuu really gets you in all the little things and the big things within the characters themselves. So... Great show, great episode, and we can't wait for more. Yep. And guys, if you want to see more of these right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access. You can watch full-length reactions there. You can also chat with us on Discord and stuff. We goof off, have fun, chatting about whatever there.
Karaoke.
Yeah, you know, all that jazz. And yeah, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.